So the first questions are, what are some themes that you find repetitive or boring in essays? Let's go to Jua at UC Berkeley first.
I would say a couple of things that I always find that kind of are red flags for me per se in reading, and where we say they're missed opportunities in your essays, not that they detract from your application, but they're missed opportunities for you to tell us more about you, is when you repeat everything that you've maybe put in other parts of your application and you don't expound on them. You don't flesh them out to give me more details about what have you done. Let's say it's a part of organization, you don't give us any more information about what have been your contributions, time invested, and accomplishment attached to that, and really take us through the process so that we get to know you a little bit better, your thought process. That is always a missed opportunity, and that's very disappointing to me because, again, we're trying to get to know you. So that, and then the second one would be definitely when you spend the bulk of your time talking about someone else. That is a big no-no. This is all about you. I always say, and I'm sure some of my colleagues, we've probably all said it, if you write about your mother 80% of the time, for me, I'm like, well, maybe I need to admit your mother, and maybe not you. She sounds wonderful. And I say that jokingly because, again, I'm getting a chance to know more about her and not about you. So really trying to steer away from talking about someone else and, again, focusing on you and spending the bulk of your time on you. So for me, it's not so much boring. It's just a missed opportunity, and I always find it disappointing because I do want to learn more about you and read the applications, and I feel like you're not giving yourself sometimes the best chance if you don't take advantage of all that, of the space for the essays.
Great, thank you so much. Next, let's go to Janessa.
Yes, I echo everything that my colleague Jua mentioned, and I would just add as well. One piece that I think that that kind of gets repetitive in our process is when the student is recounting an experience. They spend 75% of the essay recounting every single thing, almost chronologically what happened, but really forget to bring it back to themselves about the reason why it's important to them, and also really tying it back to the prompt of the essay. And so I always encourage our students to kind of flip that ratio around, to give us a little bit of context, 25–30% of the essay, to share with us what we need to know about the background, but the majority of it can be storytelling. You could be sharing what your experience is, because at the end of the day, that's what sets you apart in your writing and how you're presenting yourself in your application. So that would be my piece of advice.
Great. Matt?
Wow, that's some outstanding stuff to follow. David Foster Wallace tells this joke that there's two young fish swimming by, and an old fish swims up to him in the morning. Says, "Morning, boys. How's the water?" And as he swims away, the two young fish go, "The hell's water?" And he tells it to say, like, your day-to-day lived experience, your mundane every day can get beyond your vision. You can miss it. And so I mentioned that because boring comes up here, and your essay can be a little boring. That's fine. We're interested in you. We want to hear your voice. We want to know about your life. And so things that you may not think are terribly exciting might be wonderful for us to read. So I wouldn't discount something because you don't think it's exciting. You don't have to, have tragedy or triumph in your essays. Your day-to-day experience can be great for us.
All right, lastly, we'll go to Mary.
I'm just going to echo something that Matt just shared, and that's that day-to-day experience. Some of my favorite essays that I've read in the 9 years that I've been doing this have been about the minute details of applicants' lives, where they're really showing us a piece of them that maybe doesn't come through in the rest of their application. And I think that's what an essay in the application really gives you a chance to do. It's you sharing a piece of yourself with the colleges that you're applying to, that might not come through in a strong way in your activities section or in other parts of your application. And it's your story in your words. So that's really, I think, what we're looking for.